All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. And welcome everybody to Tuesday's broadcast. This is the second day of May. Okay. Right now, you all should be looking at a YouTube video with a screenshot of Matt Walsh. Okay. All right. So hopefully everybody is looking at the same thing. All right. Looking at the same thing I'm looking at. But I had to deal with this. I had a couple people share this with me. And I had to deal with it. And I have to always deal with videos like this. It's like my job. I have to. I don't have no choice. When you have a person like Matt Walsh, who has 2.39 million subscribers, and this particular video was uploaded on his channel 20 hours ago, and right now it's at 95,000 views. Yeah, I have to chime in. Not only do I have to chime in, I have to elaborate. Now, I commend anybody who speaks the truth. Okay, anybody. We may disagree on many things, but I will point out whatever we may agree on. I would say that I could not agree with Matt Walsh more, but I actually do. Right? I not only agree with him, I take things a step further. But I want you to hear what Matt Walsh has to say. And, I very much appreciate the courage of people with massive platforms who say anything against dog culture. Because for whatever reason, most people believe they'll be shunned, they'll be looked down upon, they'll be viewed as an evil person if they're against dogs in any way. That's not true. There is a whole nation of anti-dog people just waiting to welcome you on all levels. So he uploaded this 20 hours ago. Let's get into it. I invited some people to this live stream. I don't want to hold people up for too long.
Our trusted sleeping partner, too. 2/3 of pet owners now share a bed with their cat or dog, a new poll suggests. The survey of 2,000 people by sleep brand Silent Night also discovered that nearly 1/3 do so every single night.
2/3 of dog lovers sleep with their dog. That's epic, people. I don't want you to miss nothing. 2/3 sleep with their dog. And we all know how dangerous it is to sleep with dogs.
Brand Silent Night also discovered that nearly 1/3 do so every single night. But should we really be letting dogs share our beds? While exposure to mites from pets can strengthen the immune system, experts say the habit
Let me stop you right there. Now, I like that he brought that up because I heard that before. I talked about that, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. No, it's probably longer than that. I think I talked about that. I made a whole video about this, talking about this. Yeah, maybe 3, 4 years ago. Did y'all hear what he said? Let me back this up a little bit.
Also discovered that nearly 1/3 do so every single night. But should we really be letting dogs share our beds? While exposure to mites from pets can strengthen the immune system.
Exposure to mites from pets can strengthen the immune system. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not no type of ologist. But let me tell you something. What I believe happens is that your body, your immune system builds up an immunity to that particular mite or bug or virus, whatever you may be allergic to. Your body adapts and then builds up a sort of immunity to it. That does not mean that you have now strengthened your immune system. I would argue that now your immune system has been weakened because it's now focused on this other filth. So it won't be as effective at neutralizing some other virus, a flu virus or whatever that might enter your body. I believe these people have impaired immune systems. You hear them coughing and hacking and sneezing and sniffling all the time, always scratching, making grunting noise like they're a dumb dog. These people are having a rough time. It is because of that filthy mutt. Okay, so no, your immune system, and people, let's keep in mind that they tell dog owners to expose newborn babies to dogs. That information is out here, and that information came from a lot of real people with real credentials, medical credentials. Put that narrative out there. And now you got people coming straight home from the hospital as soon as they'd had a baby and laying the baby on the dog. There are photos all over the internet as proof.
From pets can strengthen the immune system, experts say the habit can run the risk of serious infection. Sharing your bed with your dog increases the chance of them transferring microbes that sit on a dog's skin, possibly via licking.
Oh, they're going to transfer a whole lot more than microbes sitting on their skin. You can get a whole host of crap from dogs, especially you letting them sleep in your bed. And Matt Walsh didn't even scratch the surface. Didn't even scratch the surface. Yeah, you will contract a whole lot more than mites. I went over it 1,000 times. I'm going to go over it again.
Chance of them transferring microbes that sit on a dog's skin, possibly via licking, feces, or from their fur. Such bugs can cause conditions.
Huh? Now I'm sorry, I had to stop that. Did you hear what he said? I need y'all to absorb that.
Experts say the habit can run the risk of serious infection. Sharing your bed with your dog increases the chance of them transferring microbes that sit on a dog's skin, possibly via licking, feces, or from their fur.
Okay. Now, mites are the least of your worries if you're contracting those mites from dog excrement that's spread across your sheets or whatever. You gonna have to worry about a whole lot of different things. And these people let dogs sleep in their bed. Their bed is covered with traces of dog excrement and urine. Y'all remember I shared a study where they said that they found most of the dog dander in people's pillows.
Such bugs can cause conditions including mange or even Lyme disease. You can get mange. Okay, you could become a mangy beast just like your dog.
Y'all know what mange is? How many of y'all know what mange on a mutt looks like just off the top of your head? Here, this is it. It's also called canine scabies. Right? Canine scabies. Now think about that now. Canine scabies. These are basically scabies, rashes for dogs. Now, people, what have I talked about several times? People spend a whole lot of time around dogs and the diseases and infections, bugs, whatever, viruses in dogs. They start to mutate and morph in order to infect human beings. So it might not be a coincidence that humans also deal with scabies. You can catch scabies. Okay? There is scabies for dogs, scabies for people, and it might be the same bugs. I don't know. I ain't no scientist. But dogs get scabies and so do humans. Where you think it's coming from? All right, let's finish this.
Professor Alejandra Parati, a mite expert at the School of Biological Sciences.
A mite expert? I didn't even know there was such a thing. A mite expert. Okay.
Professor Alejandra Parati, a mite expert at the School of Biological Sciences, says If a dog owner is immunocompromised or has a weak immune system, even temporarily, then they should not share their bed with a dog. Yeah.
If you are immunocompromised, isn't there a contradiction there? They say if you have a weakened immune system, you shouldn't sleep with a dog. And then they also tell you that being around dogs strengthens your immune system. All right, which one is it? You know you're dealing with liars when you come across a lot of contradictions like that.
Early, then they should not share their bed with
People, the truth is always consistent.
the dog. Yeah, if you're immunocompromised, you shouldn't share your bed with the dog. Also,
If you're immunocompromised, people, when they talk about people who are immunocompromised, they always equate them with newborn babies because they say that newborn babies, their immune system is not fully developed. Yet you got nutters out here telling people that bring their babies around dogs to strengthen their immune system. That's why you got all these videos and photos all over the internet of newborn babies with dogs. So if you're immunocompromised, don't be around dogs. Well, babies are immunocompromised.
bed with a dog. Yeah, if you're immunocompromised, you shouldn't share your bed with a dog. Also, if you have any dignity at all as a human being, you shouldn't share your bed with a dog.
Any dignity as a human being. Wow. Now, I'm personally not surprised or taken back by that statement. I am sort of surprised that someone with a following as large as his said that, especially something like that. So you're talking about all dog lovers, and he's telling the truth. Let's let him finish.
Compromise, you shouldn't share your bed with a dog. Also, if you have any dignity at all as a human being, you shouldn't share your bed with a dog. In summary, it goes on with all the different disgusting diseases that you can get. In summary is don't sleep with a dog in your bed, you savages. What are you? Are you a...
People, he said it. He said it. People who sleep in the bed with their dog, he called them savages. And that's the same thing I've been calling them for a long time now. Trying my best. I've been getting headaches over here. Trying to explain exactly why these people are savages and primitive. Told y'all we sharing this planet with a bunch of primitive human beings. The craziest thing in the world. Why doesn't everyone think like me or Matt Walsh or like you? We're very confident in our beliefs and their ability to hold up to scrutiny. And that's why you see people, they don't challenge what we say. They know it's the truth. Even dog lovers know it's the truth.
Disgusting diseases that you can get. In summary is don't sleep with a dog in your bed, you savages. What are you? Are you a barn animal? You're laying in bed with a flea-covered beast right next to you? You might as well sleep on a bed of hay in the dirt, okay? You might as well do that. Go get some...
He said in a bed of hay on the dirt.
Some goats and pigs and just sleep in their pen with them. Their pen, rather.
Yeah. And that's the same thing we've said for a long time. That dog lovers basically turn their home into a giant doghouse. And you find everything inside of their home that you find in the doghouse. Traces of dog urine, traces of dog excrement, stench, dander everywhere, viruses, bacteria, parasites, microbes, and all kinds of things. They literally contaminate your home. And that's why I don't go inside of homes where people own dogs.
If you don't want to behave like a human being, you might as well cut to the chase.
Okay, people, this is next level stuff. This is above a lot of people's heads. Well, dog nutters. It's way above their head. Let me back that up. I want to take my time with this.
You don't want to behave like a human being, you might as well cut to the chase and act like an. I'm telling you, this is our real problem as a society. It's maybe not the only problem, but it is a real problem. They say that, it said in the article, dogs are a man's best friend. Okay. Like, they're not my best friend. Okay. I think your friends should be humans, but fine. Well, guess what? Friends need boundaries. The dog is your friend. Fine. Do you sleep in bed with your friends, especially if you're a man? Do you let your friends lick your face?
Stop. Oh, let's stop. All right, dog lovers. I've been preaching this for years. The relationship these people have with their dogs is not the relationship of friends. These people are intimate with these dogs. Okay, it's easy to discover this. All you have to do is ask yourself how you would interpret things if it were a human. If it were a human licking your face. I go up and lick the face of a woman. Okay, let's say I don't even know her. How well do you think that's going to go over? Okay, do you think that will not cause conflict? You just go up to a random person and lick their face. Y'all know a lot of people will consider that assault. Attacking people with germs, bacteria, viruses, whatnot. They don't know what you have. Same with dogs. The way these people lay up with dogs, cuddle with dogs, you don't do that with friends. Okay? If someone is your friend, you don't expect to walk inside of the home and see those two underneath a blanket, laying on top of each other. No, this ain't no friendship relationship. This is softcore zoophilia. It's a variation of zoophilia. Well, let's get into it. This nasty nutter, look at all the behaviors that they display. They're all passionate. Hugging, rubbing, laying on each other, kissing. They kiss their dogs too. They rub on the dog in between the dog's legs. And they are very open and bold about doing that. Do you rub on the genital area of your co-workers? Is that how you greet your boss in the morning? You rub in between his legs? The relationship these people have with dogs is a variation of zoophilia. In my opinion, it literally is zoophilia. You don't have to have actual intercourse with that thing to turn me off. You can just kiss it. You can just rub in between its legs. And I'm going to look at you the same as I would if you had intercourse with that thing. See, I demand that you behave like a human, or else I don't want nothing to do with you. This is how you evolve any species. You look down on and curse the savage, primitive lunatics, and you roll out with the people on your level.
If you saw your friend licking his own butt, would you then let him lick? Would you be his friend anymore in the first place?
Okay. And let's be clear. We're talking about a bare butt. No, let's be more specific. We're talking about the anus, not a butt cheek. Dogs lick anuses. The hole, that's what they go after. They don't lick, they don't sniff butt cheeks. Okay, so if your buddy walked up, pulled down some guy's pants and licked his bare butthole, would that still be your friend? Would you walk up and shake his hand? Give them a kiss. Let them kiss you. Let them lick you in the face.
Let's be serious, okay? Don't let the dog. If you want to have a dog and a pet, whatever, fine. But and then you smell like a dog and no one tells you. You're sleeping in dog-scented sheets and blankets. And you're walking out of the house smelling like a dog.
Now, he was about to say this. And then he sort of cut himself off. He was about to just flat out say that these people behave like animals themselves. And I've been trying to hammer this home for the longest. These people literally live as if they themselves are dogs. And you have to accept that. And they've become proud of it. We've heard them say that the goal is to become more of a dog yourself rather than trying to humanize the dog. Don't humanize the dog. You, the dog owner, become more like a dog yourself. So while that sounds crazy to us, nutters are proud of it. Proud of being like a dog themselves.
And you're walking out of the house smelling like a dog, but nobody will tell you that you smell that way. And part of the reason is that 60% of the rest of the country also smells like dogs. And then the rest of us, we're walking around and while we're smelling as dog everywhere.
Now let me just say, this is much more serious than a foul odor. Sleeping with dogs is far more serious. That's actually an emergency right now in America. People sleeping with dogs is one of the greatest threats to our very existence. Okay, for obvious reasons. When you're talking about viruses, zoonotic diseases, again, back to zoonotic diseases. 3 out of every 4 new infectious diseases in humans are zoonotic. The vast majority of infectious diseases that infect us come from animals. Well, it just so happens that people are sharing beds, saliva, everything with dogs, far more than they are with other animals. How is the dog not a culprit? How is it not contributing? Do you really believe that? You really believe that dogs don't contribute to the spread of zoonotic diseases among humans? 3 out of every 4, and they say between 3 and 4 new infectious diseases show up every year here in the United States.
Dog and the scent of dogs and weed. That is like America, right? That is what America smells like. If you come here from another country, you land, you get off the plane, it's immediately what you smell, because that's just everywhere. Now,
dog and weed. And dogs have the most horrible smell. There's this mildewish basement type of disgusting stench. It's very potent and it sticks to you. You've heard how people will say that dogs are kind of oily. Well, that oil on your hand smells like that dog. The crazy thing is, the dog's bare skin all over its body is what stinks. I found that out long ago. My sister owned a small dog, and that thing stunk everywhere on its worthless body. You have to sort of thank dog lovers for raising their hand and admitting that they are far too nasty for civilized people to want to be in a relationship with. And let me be more specific. Far too nasty for a person like me to want to be close to you. I don't want to be close to you. It is an everyday job for me to step back and to create space between myself and people. I have to catch myself sometimes so that I don't come off as rude. But I don't like people getting close to me, even when they talk to me. So you know full well, I'm not going nowhere near no dog. 60% of the population, dog lovers. That's why I'm a germphobe. And I sanitize everything. I don't care if I just sanitized it 10 minutes ago. Anybody come inside or whatever, I'm wiping it down. This is very dangerous. And this is not a game. Now, since we're talking about having dogs in your bed, let's be mindful that there are a lot of infections far more dangerous than mange. Far more dangerous than mites. Now, this screenshot right here should tell all of us everything we need to know. Can you believe this? This is why I use words like stupid, brain dead, brain damaged. Sometimes stupidity is irrefutable. Am I the only one who believes that? Sometimes stupidity is irrefutable. And I will say it's irrefutable when people knowingly place themselves in danger. Maybe I'm alone in that, but that's what I believe. If you know that a certain living arrangement could get you killed or disfigured, and you do it anyways, especially if you're not getting any tangible benefits out of it, that's irrefutable stupidity. Irrefutable. Okay, what's going on here? Am I losing connection? Okay, here we go. Y'all remember this woman? Woman lost limbs after dog lick. Still loves her dog. Okay, my computer has completely crashed. Okay, we might not get to watch this video.
This mom is adjusting to her new normal after losing her hands and legs.
Now you would think this would be so traumatizing. You know, to lose your arms.
Because of all things, a dog lick. Marie Trainer woke up from a...
Wait a minute. To lose your arms is bad enough. To lose both hands is a nightmare. That's a nightmare. I don't want to lose my hands. But you lose both your legs as well? Really? That's traumatizing. It's traumatizing. The last thing a sane person would do is continue to allow a dog to lick on them.
10-day coma to find her limbs had been amputated.
I cried. I cried the hardest I ever cried in my life.
The life-changing tragedy had its origins during a vacation in the Caribbean with her husband. Marie says she was using her key card to access her hotel when she accidentally nicked herself on her wrist. It was a tiny little scratch, a silly accident. It hardly hurt. When Marie came home, her dog Taylor greeted her with lots of kisses. But the dog...
Okay, here we go. See, as soon as they start talking about dogs, notice how they immediately start telling lies. Just immediately. The presence of dogs is based and built around lies. Dogs don't kiss. They don't kiss. I hate that. I hate when they say that, because they falsely project dogs as passionate, emotional creatures by saying that. Dogs don't kiss.
Little scratch, a silly accident. It hardly hurt. When Marie came home, her dog Taylor greeted her with lots of kisses. But the dog also licked Marie's scratch. 4 days later, Marie got very sick and
Look at that. Sepsis. That's what dog saliva can do to you. There's no telling what else it's doing to you. Like, if it's toxic enough to cause something like this to happen, then its saliva might be doing many other things inside of your body, to your immune system. I mean, look at this crazy, psychotic looking mutant. Like, are you stupid or something? Are you not bright enough to see when a creature is very abnormal, like there's something wrong with this thing? Natural animals don't look like this. This thing looks, all of them look like this too. Like they're just out of their minds.
Scratch. 4 days later, Marie got very sick and was rushed to the hospital with a severe infection and septic shock.
Now, wait a minute. Her arms and legs started to just die, just rot. And this is all from being licked on a tiny scratch. The saliva infected her entire body. No, saliva or whatever, germs, bacteria, that dangerous? You need to stay away from these things. Are you out of your mind? Yeah, no, thank you. And you know what, people? This is why it should be illegal to bring dogs into schools, libraries, targeting. They target children, but they have no business doing this with any demographic. Are you out of your mind? This has to stop. This therapy dog nuttery. Telling you, these nasty people, you see they don't care about themselves. So they don't care about endangering masses of people. This woman continued to let this dog lick on her.
Doc.
Her arms were turning black all the way up just below her shoulders.
It turns out that her dog's saliva carried a bacteria called capnocytophaga. It's quite common in dogs, but what happened?
Quite common in dogs. And notice, every time a human contracts capnocytophaga, every single time, it was from a dog. Right? Keep that in mind. Just like virtually every single time people catch rabies, it's from a dog. Every single time people catch this, people catch that. Every time you see bot flies infecting a mammal, it's a dog. So you hear about an animal that sneezes backwards, it's only a dog. You can go down a long list of things you only see with dogs. So don't sit there and tell me that all these different infections can infect other animals if they're not infecting other animals. I don't need no lecture about how these viruses and bacteria can infect humans and other animals when only dogs are infected with it.
To Marie.
Oh, this is so sad. You see how we have to do all the searching and research ourselves? Can't even depend on the people who went to school to give us the truth.
Is a very rare occurrence.
It is a 1 in over a million. I mean, the chance is so rare. You would never think.
I don't care, dude. I don't care how rare it may be. And you're stupid if you don't care. Or if you do care. Who cares how rare it is? If that particular dog that you want to pet happens to have it, this will happen to you. And you might just die. Because she was on her way to the grave. That's why they cut her limbs off. It's like, what are you, out of your mind? Well, don't give me no lecture on how rare it is.
So rare, you would never think that a dog lick would cause someone to lose their hands and legs.
Orthopedic.
Well, I would. Stop talking like this is so unusual, man. Dogs are extremely filthy and nasty and disease-ridden.
Orthopedic surgeon Dr. A.J. Sath at Altman Hospital in Canton, Ohio, says the choice was stark. Amputate or Marie would die.
I kind of wish that they would have let me go. Because I can't live like this. What am I going to do? How am I going to do everything? I can't do nothing for myself right now.
Her husband Matthew is doing his...
Yeah. So guess what? You know what? Having a dog ain't worth it. You know what? You're right. I don't want to go through what you went through. Okay? I don't need to know nothing else. The barking, nothing else. If that's the only negative thing I know about dogs, that's enough for me to not want to be around them.
His best to lift her spirits.
I love her to death. She's everything to me.
He never leaves her side, helping her with everything from brushing her teeth.
Oh, God. And all these dog nutters, they are willing to have this happen to them. That's worship, people. These people worship dogs. This is true bona fide animal worship. And these things not even animals.
To styling her hair, which isn't easy because Marie is a beautician.
He's not a hairdresser.
Dr. Seth is working on building custom prosthetics for Marie so she can try to regain some independence.
Good?
That's perfect.
She's staying positive with the help of her son and daughter.
How you feeling?
Good.
She's an inspiration. She's so strong.
You're probably wondering what happened to the dog.
Hi, how are you?
So that's what happened to the dog. She still has it. She still allows it to lick all over her. Okay, do you think that's intelligent? Would you consider this a display of intelligence? Just a simple question. Is there a way to argue that this is intelligent? Y'all see what this woman did? Okay? I don't care how you do it. Can you argue and make it convincing? Can you argue that there's anything intelligent about her decision to not only keep that dog, to not only still be a dog owner, but keep that same dog that infected her and continue to allow it to lick on him? Capnocytophaga can morph at any moment and infect you. It seems like it just needs the right set of circumstances. So you can catch that by sleeping with a dog. You can catch a whole lot of stuff I'm telling y'all, sleeping with dogs in the future will probably be illegal. For health reasons alone, dogs are going to be restricted, in my opinion, eventually, because the health and safety hazards are far too dramatic. And we already know about the safety hazards. But the health hazards, people, are just as bad. And look, we don't know for sure. We don't fully understand how much of an impact dogs have on our health. We would know if we had a dog-free part of the world, which we badly need. Now, y'all remember this joker right here.
If somebody was telling me this story and I wasn't living it, I probably wouldn't believe it. But since I am living it,
Notice how both of them had to have both hands amputated in both legs, the lower extremity. That is crazy. That's a mind-blowing level of danger that these creatures present to humans?
Since I am living it, I'm just amazed that this can happen.
Among pet owners, I can tell you that it will be more likely for a pet owner to die in a motor vehicle accident than to acquire this type of infection.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Why are you sharing that information? Guess what? That don't make me feel no better. That don't make me feel no safer. What'd she say? You more likely to be killed in a car accident?
In a motor vehicle accident?
You're more likely to die in a motor vehicle accident. Who's paying you to say that, doctor? Don't get scared. We just a bunch of regular everyday people listening to all you people talk and talking about what you're saying. Why are you sharing that information? Nobody asked you to compare, how likely it is that we'll contract this. I don't care. It could be 1 in a trillion. I ain't taking that chance.
To die in a motor vehicle accident than to acquire this type of infection.
Notice she said you're more likely to die. Most people in car accidents don't die.
That is how infrequent this infection is.
Greg said he didn't come this far to lay down and let this beat him. He's alive and he just wants to move forward. And we think he's incredible.
Yeah, I look at my hands and pretty much think my hands are his hands now. We gotta do whatever it takes.
Yeah, don't take your hands and feet for granted, buddy. My young people out there, look at your hands. Look at your feet and be grateful that you got them. Some people don't. Protect them. Protect your hands and feet. And you all know, or you should know, that your hands and feet are not only in danger of capnocytophaga, but just from dogs in general. You want to protect your hands and feet and your face? Be anti-dog. That's the future. This has always been a dog world. What do you think the future is going to look like? If we're going to change, that's one of the things that has to change.
I just know that he's been expressing that he doesn't want people to be afraid of dogs. He doesn't want people to worry about this type of thing.
Why? Because he's dumb? Because he got a low IQ? Don't nobody care what he think. Let me back that up. Nobody care what this low IQ goofball thinks. Nobody listening to his advice either. Look at him. Lost his hands and feet up there telling us to don't be scared of dogs. Picture that. Got some fool just rubbed on a dog. His feet and hands start turning black and start to rot. You got to chop them off. And he turn around and tell you, oh, don't be scared. Go ahead and rub it. No, thank you, dude. You goofball. You see, this planet is tired of stupidity. That's why we're here. This universe knew what it was doing when it gave birth to us. This was bound to happen for a group of people to come by and tell you exactly how primitive and subhuman your lifestyle is. Okay? Be happy that it don't have to stay like that. You can change.
We gotta do whatever it takes.
I just know that he's been expressing that he doesn't want people to be afraid of dogs. He doesn't want people to worry about this type of thing because
so that could happen to you. Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a dog. No, thank you. Fool. Can you give me a good reason why we shouldn't worry about dogs? Here you lost your feet and hands. You sitting up there with nubs trying to give me advice on rubbing dogs. You idiot. Savages, man. That's what Matt Walsh was talking. This savage lifestyle right here. Gonna leave you primitive savages behind.
He doesn't want people to worry about this type of thing because he knows that it's a type of fluke or whatever you want to call it.
Because it's so rare. Don't want them to worry. Well, look, they don't have to contract capnocytophaga and sepsis. A whole bunch of other things can happen to them being around a dog.
As he said, he loves his dog.
Now, you hear what she said. He loves his dogs. You can easily tell you're listening to a cult. This is a cult. That's cult language. He loves his dogs. He's willing to die for his dogs. Nothing can separate him from his dogs. You know what that is? A stupid idiot who will die trying to save a dog, trying to be with a dog. That just makes you a big dummy. Nothing else. There's no way to argue that you're a bright individual. So yeah, I have to elaborate on this. Sleeping with dogs, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. I've shared this before, and it will always be epic. Go ahead and do a search yourself. I'll help you out. I will share a link to this right now in the chat room. Hope you all are enjoying the stream so far. I hope you're not having any technical difficulty. I think you might be, because I am. I can only imagine how horribly this stream is going to be after I get done. But I shared this a while ago, and everybody needs to check this out. Everybody needs to check this out. Keep that on your saved list. Shout out to everybody in the room. Good Lord, we've got 100 people in here. Look at this list. Look at it. List of dog diseases, infectious diseases. First one, viral infections. Look at that. Bacterial infections. Look at that. Fungal infections. Look at that. Now we're getting into stuff I can't even pronounce. Protozoal diseases. Okay. Parasites. Huh? External parasites. Okay, they have to be specific. Internal and external parasites. Oh, they're not done. Diseases and disorders by system. This is truly ridiculous. Skeletal and muscular disorders in dogs. And that list is never ending, especially seeing that these are a population of mutants. That's one of the things that characterizes their mutation. They have hip dysplasia and all this type of stuff. Look at all this. Hip dysplasia, that's just one out of the list. Cardiovascular and circulatory, this is ridiculous. And look at where we are. We're still almost at the top of the page. You want to sleep in the bed with these things? You want to be snuggled under the covers with these things? People, a lot of these dog lovers, they will have their shirt off. You can see them on their social media right now. A lot of the women will be in nothing but their panties and bra, and they'll be up under a cover or somewhere with their dog all over them. This should be illegal. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous not to ban. Dogs themselves need to be banned. Now, look at what is this? This list is ridiculous. They got different parts of the body. Okay, look at this. Infections of the nervous system. Infection of the eyes. Now we know some of their eye infections come from the fact they're mutants. The really hairy dogs, the hair grow in their eyes, get something on that hair, goes into their eyes. Some of them go blind. Look at this. Eye infections. This is ridiculous, people. Ears, skin infections. They got a whole section on dog skin Good Lord. You're not going to find no list of diseases like this for no other dog on this planet. It's because dogs are not natural animals. Don't worry, we don't have to accept them or respect them the way we do natural animals of the earth. Oh, yes. So, yeah, I might disagree with Matt Walsh on a few things, but not this. I suspect behind closed doors, he could get a lot more raw. He'd be a lot more honest behind closed doors. You always have to clean up your act once the cameras start rolling. Right? I'd love to be a fly on the wall. So this is good. This is good stuff. Since I've been live, the views on that video have gone up by about 2,000 views already. Good. Good. Rest assured, I'm going to be in that comment section checking out the responses. Matter of fact, let's do it right now. Thank you very much. I like this. Even the people who are dog owners are listening. Good. This guy said, or this lady says she got 3 dogs, but one refuses to sleep in our bed. He has higher standards than the rest of us. Y'all can look on, right here on Google, on YouTube. We've seen some very disturbing and flat out nasty. I Googled dogs in my bed. His video was the first one to pop up. How about that? But we've seen a lot of videos where people have multiple dogs in their bed. Here you go right here. There's 3 dogs in her bed. People, 1 dog is far too dangerous. That's a whole factory worth of bacteria, germs, viruses, parasites. Just 1 dog. She got 3. What do you really think that her body is not also infected with dog parasite? Of course it is. And she's sharing a lot more than parasites with these things. You can believe that. Oh yeah, we need to be mindful of a whole lot more than foul odor. Okay? But foul odor should be enough. I mean, who enjoys to be somewhere that stinks? I don't want to smell nothing that stinks. Have y'all noticed also that with dogs, that stinking dog smell, it gets stronger the closer you get to the dog's mouth? It's almost like the dog's breath is a more potent and concentrated form of that stinking odor. Dog breath. They sell a bunch of like food to help dog breath, right? Dog's breath notoriously stink, doesn't it? Why does everything have to stink with these things? Either stink or just disgusting, slimy, slobbering, drooling. Why is everything so disgusting? Dog breath stink. I know dog's breath stink. Oh yeah. You got the Kennel Club giving people advice on dog breath. So it don't get no worse than that. The mutt's breath stink and it's constantly slobbering, and it's constantly got its mouth hanging wide open. Are you crazy? And then every 10 minutes, it will shake and splash dog saliva all over the house. No, thank you. I'm enjoying this a little too much. I feel so confident about the direction that this world is headed into. Okay? We're going to produce influential people to bring the world out of this stupor. We don't have no choice. Like I said, when you're at ground zero, there's nowhere to go but up. Now, I wanted to deal with a few stories, if y'all don't mind, that recently surfaced. It wasn't this. I don't know why I saved this. That's not what I wanted. Oh boy. How many of y'all follow me on Twitter? Y'all follow me on Twitter? I retweeted some stuff today. More hard evidence. I'm going to be very careful. Okay, here it is right here. All you behaviorists, you dog trainers, get in here. Come on. You and your expertise. You know how you say that all dog attacks on kids are provoked? You know how you say that most of them are provoked? Okay? Tell me what these kids did to these dogs. Now, I gotta stop it. But you clearly see they ran up from behind them. So no. Don't try it. You see, a dog trainer or whatever, they'll say, oh, well, the child was staring at him. You can't look at dogs. You can't look them in the eye. They'll take that as a threat. These kids had their backs to the dogs. Didn't even know they were there. And they attacked. See, your rhetoric does not explain these attacks. Nothing that you say happens commonly in dog attacks ever is seen on film, and it's never read about in the reports of the dog attacks. Thus, you are not professional. You're fraudulent as professionals. Okay, this is a horrible. It's not too bad. They ran off. They attacked him. I'm sure he's injured, but they ran off and he got up and he ran off. But you have more than enough videos like this circulating the internet. There should be no reason why these behaviorists and trainers should get away with insisting that most dog attacks are actually provoked by something that the victim did. There's no reason why they should be getting away with that. Especially when their negligence, their failure as professionals leads to the attacks themselves. If they properly warn the public might be smarter than to be the idiot adopting a pit bull out of a shelter, bringing it right home, letting it in their bed, putting their stupid face up to its mouth, which is what a lot of dog nutters do. This is something else I saw. I saw this today. It was posted on Twitter on the 27th. He said, outcome from first partial face transplant. The patient was a victim of a dog attack. grateful for the donor. Her face was gone. She had absolutely no lips. Now, the thing about this is dog lovers will point towards this as a reason why you shouldn't worry about dogs. See, look at how technology has developed. If you get mauled, the doctors can give you a new face. That's the implication here. Yeah, definitely follow me on Twitter. There are a lot of, the hard evidence I can only show on Twitter. And this is a crazy story or a crazy video. His friend here took off, left him. And this type of stuff happens over there in these countries with stray dogs all the time. These dogs function like a crime organization, like a bunch of thugs running through the city, attacking people randomly for no reason. And y'all telling me there's laws in these countries that says you better not touch the dog? You can't harm a dog? I could not live in that country. I'd be the first one locked up in prison somewhere. I would go Rambo. Yeah, let me wake up in an alternate universe somewhere, a bunch of stray dogs. I'm going Rambo. I'm not tolerating that. I cannot believe people are subjected to those living conditions over there. And these people are not doing anything to help make the community safer. All these attacks going down. I can't even keep up with all these attacks that take place over there. Another 5-year-old, I think, was attacked in India. There are kids getting mauled over there all the time. This surfaced 22 hours ago. 5-year-old mauled in Winona. I don't even know where that is. I can't keep up with these. This is ridiculous. Okay, live man dangerously. Get him. This man sicked his dog. Okay. Mother set snarling pit bull. Oh, wow. Really? Did I talk about this? 21-year-old man set to learn the fate after being in charge of a dog dangerously out of control. I don't remember this, but I'm not about to get a subscription to read that story. No, thank you. Right, moving on. This right here. This right here. This is what I was looking for. This surfaced yesterday. Y'all remember I talked about this things going on in Independence where they're trying to remove a pit bull ban. They gave us an update on it today. They say in 30 days, they gained like over 5,000 signatures for their petition. 5,600 signatures in 30 days. Give you an idea how much power and influence they have behind them. I can't do that. There's no way. And 6,000 signatures in a month.
Repeal it. Independence is moving one step closer now to potentially repealing a citywide pit bull ban. A group supporting that repeal turned in a petition this morning. Volunteers collected more than 5,600 signatures in...
Okay. Take a look at the nutters. There you go. Here's your nutters right here. How efficient do you think they are at stopping a pit bull attack? They're advocating for pit bulls, people. How well do you think these people right here are equipped to neutralize a pit bull attack? There really ain't nothing else to say. Don't tell us to ban nothing that you yourself can't even control. Talking about fruitcake. Can't believe we even listen to people like this. Like, really?
30 days. So now city leaders will verify those signatures. The petition is asking the city council to...
What a bunch of imbeciles. Bunch of idiots. You release a pit bull, you put one of these nutters in the room, and then just out of nowhere release a pit bull in there. What they gonna do? Scream, yell, beg for help. Bunch of goofballs. It would be different if these people, these pit bull advocates, could actually yoke up a dog and manhandle it. Actually demonstrate their ability to neutralize a dog, a pit bull. Oh yeah, and this is in Missouri. Now there's been a whole lot of other jurisdictions that removed their pit bull ban, so it won't be surprising at all if they remove it. But I'm gonna make sure to ridicule them for as long as it's removed. I'm gonna do my best to tell the truth about Independence, Missouri.
To remove the city's pit bull ban or let voters decide if it should stay. Independence is...
Let voters decide if it should stay. Now, I would prefer that. I would actually prefer that. Let the voters decide. The problem is the only voters that are going to turn up are the pit nutters. That's the problem we're dealing with right now. Anti-dog people, anti-pit bull people, anti-bully breed people. We're just not active. We're not as involved as the pit nutters are. They're a lot more committed to it. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And we're moving along just fine. And we will be there. That way, when stuff like this is turned over to the public to vote on, we won't have nothing to worry about.
Has had its pit bull ban in place since 2006.
I made a promise to a pit bull that
Y'all remember this. Y'all remember this. Oh, yeah. We don't even need to finish this. And this is the one, the genius, their leader, okay, speaking all this wisdom.
Couldn't save because of the breed ban that I...
Since 2006.
I made a promise to a pit bull that...
She made a promise to a pit bull. That's all I need to hear. Goodbye. You're dismissed. Right? Get out of here. A promise to a pit bull. Are you out of your mind?
That I couldn't save because of the breed ban, that I would do this for him in his honor, and that I would get the ban overturned.
These lawmakers, what is wrong with these lawmakers? It seems like these politicians and lawmakers, it seems like they want to cater to the dumbest people in society. The most psychotic, brain dead, brain damaged, dumbest people in society. Why are you catering to the very dumbest people in society? Why? We should only see pit bulls in books. They should have been wiped out long ago. So I got my eye on you, independents. Y'all should do the right thing. But let me tell you something. It's all symbolic anyways. Even if they remove the ban, it won't really make a difference. It's all about the message that it sends out. And I say it won't make a difference because there are people in Independence, Missouri right now with bully breeds. In these different areas where they claim that pit bulls are banned, there are bully breeds all through those areas. Because they simply say, oh, it's a cross. Oh, it's a boxer mix. So, and they know this. They have so many loopholes, so many different ways that are, put in place for them by the lawmakers themselves. They have a huge head start on us. That's the thing. Huge head start. We didn't even really get started, I don't know, maybe around 2013, 14. I would say the beginning of dogsbite.org, because that really took off. That website really took off. So I will co-sign with that. I'll say it really started. The anti-dog movement really started with the creation of dogsbite.org. Because you got to remember, there are a lot of media outlets, journalists referring to dogsbite.org. You know, they made public a lot of information that a lot of people are not aware of. 7-year-old girl attacked by stray dogs in India, Southwest India. You mean the same stray dogs that they're telling you that you better not harm? Huh? Telling you, oh, it attacked you because you're not feeding it, or you have to give it more food. Yeah. And this is just one of many stories, man. This here surfaced tomorrow. It's dated from May 3rd. It just surfaced a few hours ago out of India. She was rushed to the hospital where she was discharged after treatment same day. Well, she could have contracted rabies, could have contracted anything. All kinds of diseases passed from dogs to humans. Y'all need to exterminate these things. Exterminate them. I don't want to hear about reducing dog population. That's not going to make you safe. They need to be exterminated. And there's nothing worse than Indian journalists over there betraying their people by kissing up to the dog culture, or the dog cult, spreading misinformation around these articles. I mean, y'all heard about this. I saw this a few days ago. What is this? Oh, Lord. Yeah, I was, the look on her face is really what got my attention. Y'all remember this case, woman arrested for deadly pit bull attack. I guess she was sentenced.
Bob,
well, let me turn that down.
63-year-old victim was mauled by 3 dogs at the trailer where he lived. The property is owned by Kathleen Taylor.
Mauled at the trailer. People, be careful out there. It seems like most dog attacks take place right in your community. Okay, take it from me. Most dog attacks take place right in the neighborhood when people are doing simple things, taking out the trash, checking the mail, walking from their car to their front door to their car. You step outside for anything, you have to be armed, especially if you don't have a fence. It's not that kind of world.
Today we learned she's had a long history with animal control.
Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons releasing disturbing new details of a deadly pit bull attack.
His injuries were horrific. I can tell you there's a lot of injuries, a lot of bite marks to the face area and to the upper torso.
Simmons said as the victim took his last breaths, Kathleen Taylor took off in a car.
When first responders showed up and ambulance crews showed up to render aid to the victim in this case, Ms. Taylor decided she would take one of her dogs and just leave. She wasn't concerned about the safety of this.
This is after the man was killed. She took one of her dogs and left.
Individual, she was only concerned about getting her dog, one of these dogs that were involved.
Animal Control says she is no stranger to them.
We have removed animals from her before, and a lot of times she's just replaced them with new animals.
And exactly. And she shouldn't have been able to do that. Y'all notice how they don't even have real, reliable, safe regulation, even for people who've proven to be in possession of dangerous dogs, you would think this woman would never be allowed to own dogs again for as long as she lived.
Has had multiple citations given to her.
Previous problems included Taylor's dogs running loose. However, there were no prior complaints about them biting.
Dogs running, people, when dogs are running loose, they are free game. Free game. Because everybody's in danger. What are you going to do? Stay cooped up in the house? Okay? Or defend your freedom? They rob people of their freedom. If they got you scared to go outside, that's the worst type of terrorism. You may as well be in the worst country in the world.
We don't have any bite history of any of her animals in our system, which makes it very difficult for us to follow up with situations like that.
The sheriff says...
Now you hear what he said. Let me back that up. Whoa. What he said is very important.
Included Taylor's dogs running loose. However, there were no prior complaints about them biting.
We don't have any bite history of any of her animals in our
No bite history from any of her dogs.
System, which makes it very difficult for us to follow up with situations like that.
Which makes it difficult for them to follow up with situations like that. This is why those people were asking if they could label a dog dangerous just by observing its behavior. There's a big reason why. They were saying, look, we don't need to wait until a dog actually attacks someone. You could look at a dog's behavior and tell if they're dangerous. This is bad. And that was struck down. Okay? They did not want to do that, which is really nothing. And this was animal control who wanted to do this.
Them biting.
We don't have any bite history of any of her animals in our system, which makes it very difficult for us to follow up with situations like that.
The sheriff says Taylor disappeared for 2 months after the attack. He says she
disappeared for 2 months.
Got into more trouble while they looked for her.
But she got into more trouble while she was missing.
The unique piece about this is we were getting the warrant signed and then working on getting it served. My question was, where is she? And we found out that she had been arrested on the 17th for drug charges. So in the meantime, she takes her dogs and she leaves the scene, or she takes her dog and leaves the scene.
Stop. Listen, nothing makes a home more dangerous than a pit bull, than a large dog. If this lady moved into my neighborhood and she did not own a dog, I would not be worried about her at all. It's only when they are in possession of dogs, especially pit bulls, that's when everybody has a problem with those people on the block. That's all I need to see. This woman putting people's life in danger. And if she didn't have the dogs, nobody's life would be in danger. So her being in possession of these dogs makes the difference between you living in a deadly environment and a safe environment. Now, I refuse to be terrorized like this.
Meantime, she takes her dogs and she leaves the scene, or she takes her dog and leaves the scene. And then in the meantime, while we're doing the investigation, she's out there running around doing drugs.
We've learned one of the dogs was shot at the scene. Taylor surrendered a second dog, which was euthanized. The third dog is in custody, while a judge determines if Taylor can get the animal back.
Kathleen Taylor, she chose to have a pet. She took on that responsibility, and she failed in that responsibility, and now a man is dead.
Look, it should not be possible to fail as a pet owner. What kind of sense does that make? She failed as a pet owner. You shouldn't be able to fail as a pet owner. When failure means your pets attack someone. Like I said, it defeats the whole purpose, the whole meaning of having a pet. Dogs are not pets. The whole idea of having a pet is based around the fact that pet is harmless. The pet is not violent. You don't have to train the pet to not attack people. Who ever heard of such? What type of animal are you talking about? Where you have to train it to not attack. And people just accept it. Oh, you have to train it to not attack people. Huh? You have to train it to not attack every person that it sees? Oh, great. Lord, just get a gun. Get a gun. If you're that terrified, scared of the world, I could not imagine. I wouldn't even want to live. If I was so scared of the world, I was willing to risk my own life to scare people. Not that this lady was scared of anybody. I already have my suspicions on what she was doing with those dogs, or the type of relationship she had with those dogs. And that's what a lot of them, people. That culture that they have amongst themselves, where they are involved in very lewd things, explicit things that I can't really get into. They make up a large chunk of their population. And I made a video all about it. One of the major red flags, if you're wondering who's actually in the bed with their dog, let's just say in the bed with their dog, a few hints would be whether or not they kiss the dog. You know, some of these people will kiss their dog. They let the dog lick them in the face. They rub on the dog's belly and genitals. I think these are red flags. Now, I don't believe all dog lovers get it on with their dogs. But we all know for a fact that a good portion of them do. And we need to have some red flags. See, if we have some established red flags, that will make these nutters want to, or at least some of them, it'll make some of them not want to be suspected of being a zoophile behind closed doors. So they'll pump the brakes on all the kissing, all the hugging. And they might pump the brakes on being a dog owner in general. Hopefully, anyways. But we need to make it, not cool to be a dog lover. That way, when you think of being a dog owner, you're grossed out by the thought alone. Dog owners will be laughed at a lot harder than they currently are. And it's only going to get worse for dog lovers. This video, and that's not the first time Matt Walsh has teed off on these dog nutters. That's not the first time. He's gone in on them before. You got people, and look, we just had Dr. Phil release this series. Look at these people with massive platforms who are starting to come out against dogs because they're starting to realize there is an audience for it. There is an anti-dog population. Of course there is, man. Now let's have those dog-free communities built. Dog-free apartment complexes. Let's get those on the way. Yeah, we're out here. Because look at Matt Walsh. Look at his followers. I mean, his followers have not diminished. He's been going in on pit bulls for a long time. But here in this video, he specifically went in on all dog lovers. All of them. That is bold. That is bold. But it was well received. It was well received. You can just check out the comments. Check out the comments yourself. I didn't see any comments. I'm unsubscribing. I'll never listen to you again. Now, there might be a few here and there. For the most part, He's not losing any support. And it's dog owners all through the comment section. Okay, don't come for my dog. Great points, Matt. Thanks for another great video. Sleeps with my dog later at night. You see? So not only is there a anti-dog population out here, the dog lovers, they know that we're out here. They know we're out here. Right? And there are a lot of people agreeing with them. Good stuff. Oh, there's Annabelle. Shout out to all the Crusaders up in here. Huh? So this is good. I'm excited about this. You know, and I'm looking forward to more people with large platforms admitting the truth, because that's all this is. That's all this is. Notice how none of us, we don't stretch the imagination. We don't exaggerate. We don't go overboard. Truth, facts, logic, common sense. You know, it's sad that that is viewed as evolution for us, to operate based on facts, common sense. Yeah, for us to do that, that means we will evolve. That's sad. That's pathetic. We should already be at that point. You know, we should have stopped living with dogs thousands of years ago. But we got plenty of time. We ain't got nothing but time. And it's only a matter of time before we get rid of this nutter culture. I don't think I'll be here to see it, and that's too bad. Maybe in the next life. Yeah? Our video's going to be here a long time. You know, my book's going to be here for a long time. Our message will grow long after we're done. Shout out to everybody. I cannot believe I've been here for another hour and a half. Good Lord. I could have swore this was shorter. All right, another hour and a half. I got to try to make shorter videos. A lot of people they don't want to sit for an hour and a half. Just listen in half-hour increments. That's what I do. Or 20-minute increments. You know, listen, take a break, come back, listen to the rest later. It's all important. A lot of stuff that we need to learn and need to know about. So, yeah, shout out to the anti-dog world. You are a bunch of powerful people. You should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of myself. We're making a change in this world, man. And we got some of the brightest minds behind us. Keep in mind, we still have that long list of doctors. Okay? They've gone above and beyond. Platforms large and small, we are out here. Shout out to the Crusader world. Right? We're getting it in. And I hope to see all of you on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.